Yay! And we are live. Hello, everyone. How are you? I have Nuno here with me today again. Hello, Nuno. How are you?
Good. You?
Very, very good. And today we're going to talk about asana and what is asana in a complete practice. So, for those who don't know us or still don't know this ancient way to train, we could start explaining what is asana and what are the characteristics that need to be filled to be considered an asana. You want to start explaining it?
Start, yes.
Good.
So, usually asana or the body techniques is a simple way to translate.
Mm-hmm.
It is the most visible part of our practice.
Mm-hmm.
Because we can record, we can take a picture, we can even make a small sketch to draw something. So it's something that is more visual somehow of the practice. In the context of a practice is a part of it. We have a specific moment of our classes that we work asana, that we do asana, that we do the physical techniques. But that doesn't mean it's the only moment that we are aware of the body.
Yeah.
So we develop that awareness in the beginning of the journey of the practitioner, then it expands to the other techniques.
Good.
While doing breath work, I'm not going to do breath work like this.
Right.
I'm going to do breath work like this with more physical awareness. But I gain that physical awareness during asana. So we go back and forth in that way. And then you also asked about the characteristics. In what consists asana? So asana is a position, it is breathing, and is inner attitude all together.
Okay.
And each one of these three characteristics they can subdivide in three others. Okay, so the position is to be firm, comfortable, and with aesthetics. Breathing needs to be conscious, deep, and rhythmic.
Yes.
And your inner attitude is where you use the localization of awareness in specific parts of the body, the use of mentalizations, and also a very special ingredient of us. In Sanskrit, you call it bhava. In English, we translate it as passionate effort.
Okay.
I think it's a very interesting way of, it is an effort, but we put passion on it. Okay?
That's beautiful.
It is an emotion. It kind of express somehow what bhava means to us. So when you combine all of the 9, that's asana. Advanced asana. When it's a little bit of them, probably it's your journey of asana. That means your limit reaches that much of characteristics. Okay?
You're training asana, you're not executing asana yet.
Yes. Or you're aiming in that direction. Like I'm struggling with breathing in this position, so that's my next challenge. Is okay, it is comfortable, it's firm, it's stable, it is statics, but I still cannot breathe properly, so that's my following challenge.
Okay.
And when that you have a check on breathing, then you go to your inner attitude. So you level your class somehow.
Yeah. And I like to explain as well that if you're doing an extreme hard position, but your body is not as stable as it should be, and you can just do it and then you fall. It can be really, really hard and beautiful, but if you cannot hold the position, it's not an asana, because an asana needs to be stable. You need to reach stability. And it's not me saying that. That's in the ancient books and writings and explanations about these techniques. So be aware, even though it can be really hard, it cannot be asana. So you cannot, or we cannot, or we should not assume that a person doing really hard and difficult and complex body techniques is a better yogin, a better practitioner than someone doing the position with all the consciousness, all the attention, bringing the attention to the area, doing a proper mentalization, doing a long permanence. Maybe this person that brings this knowledge to his daily life, or I wouldn't say maybe, I wouldn't say probably, this person is a more advanced practitioner than that one that does incredible things. Don't get me wrong, it's not that doing those positions are not important, because we have the choreographies, and Nuno used to be a demonstrator, a professional demonstrator of those techniques for many, I would say 20 years or something.
Almost, yeah.
And Nuno is a really good practitioner, but it's not a direct correspondence. One thing doesn't mean the other thing. So we have to understand that sometimes a really good practitioner does an amazing demonstration, but it's not necessarily, they don't go together in the same path. Sometimes you're going to see someone that is not as amazing demonstrator. It doesn't mean that this person is not a really good practitioner. You want to add something about this?
And also, that happens with us teachers.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
For example, you said, I love asana. I love those, I would say, extreme positions or hard positions. But I really love to give like beginner's class, to grab by the hand and show the foundation of asana, the right mindset, the right mental attitude towards your challenges, towards your difficulties. And that's what I really love. And then seeing that nobody's getting hurt, there's no injuries, but you see people evolving.
Yeah.
And not because all the classes are just doing impossible things. It's not a show off. It is about, come on, come with me. And then I do remember that when I see like a teacher doing something challenging, I will say, maybe I can do that. At least for me, it would be something inspiring. And for me, would trigger a way to make that as a challenge. But that doesn't happen with everybody. But at least for many of the students, when they see a teacher doing something slightly better, or with more elegance, or with more awareness, that's also the main role. That's also not the main, like it's a role model that you have in class. So it is so beautiful to see the different levels of asana, even for teachers, but we are always coaches.
Yes.
We are always there to guide, to support our students to get better.
True, true, yeah. And I like to explain that, in my opinion, when we do asana, maybe the most important part of that is developing the self-awareness. When you hold the position, when you bring your consciousness, like, I'm doing this position and I'm coming here, okay, I cannot go further than that. Why I can't? Is it my back? It's the back of my legs? Is it my knee? What is preventing me to go further? And when you do this study, when you do this exercise, you are developing your self-awareness. You are learning to negotiate with your body. You are increasing your connection with your body in a better, in a stronger way. And this is the most important part, because the objective of this practice is also self-awareness. It's one of the most important ones. So it is more important that you are doing the technique and understand, okay, I need to work on the back of my knees to go further, then bringing your head close to your leg, but you're not aware of what's the part of your body that's working the most. So developing this awareness, developing this consciousness is so important.
Yeah. And it happens a lot with flexibility because the way that you measure your progress usually is not the place where you should put your awareness. Okay. So if you do any forward flexion, probably you're going to measure your progress by the distance of your forehead and the knee or the floor or something. Okay.
Yes.
It's not there that you're going to put your awareness. You're not going to force yourself to get your head down on the floor. It's not going to work that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You need to put your attention on your back because most of the forward flexions are just ways to extend the back of your body.
Yeah.
To stretch the back of your body.
Yeah.
And so I need to bring my attention there, to the back of my body, not to my forehead.
Yeah.
And so go baby steps, go slowly. There's no stress there.
Yeah.
We have a lot of stress in our daily life, not in class. Okay, leave the stress out.
And if you have Lola to help you, it's going to be even better.
Yes.
Another interesting thing is that one of the classes I gave last week, I had this student, and we were doing like the Upavishta Konasana. If you can show, because I cannot for obvious reasons. We were doing that, and I had a person doing it, and the person was not really flexible. So he couldn't go further in the position because he was trying to bring his forehead to the floor, but it was not his forehead that was preventing him to go further. Yeah. It was the hips. He had to be able to turn this joint to go further. He should bring his attention here, not here. Yeah. And I was explaining that to him. You see, it's not going to work if you bring your attention to your forehead. You have to understand what's preventing you.
Let me show here also a very interesting detail that you are explaining. Like, if I'm just focusing on bringing my head down, I will do this. Look at my back is going back.
Yeah, because exactly.
I'm just thinking about it going the forehead down to the floor. And what it needs to happen is first to align your back.
Yes.
To project your lower back forward, therefore your belly button forward. And then you can go down.
Exactly.
So this pelvic rotation happens. But if you just think about that, look what happens.
Exactly.
The opposite. Your back is going back.
And you're going to lose your balance at a moment.
You're going to turn back, okay? So when doing this kind of positions, there are a few variations, remember, spine vertical, chest forward, and then down. And that will help. Okay?
Lola is really excited. You want to bring her out so we can continue? Just 1 second. And yes, she's out. Okay, so this is a really good, I really like this explanation because it's really visual, so we can understand the urge to bring your attention to the area that's calling your attention, and more important than that, to develop your consciousness, your self-awareness, because when you develop the self-awareness, and you're going to work in an office and you are doing this worksheets, and you can be more focused, you can be more concentrated, you are going to be able to see better where you have to change or where you have to work to reach better results, because in your daily life, in your daily practice, you are used to pay attention to the area calling your attention.
Yeah.
So in every process that you have in your work life, you are going to be more efficient because you are working on your self-awareness. Yeah. It's the same thing when we do our breathing exercises. I always play with the students. Okay, it's impossible to learn how to breathe properly, but when I'm outside the practice room, I'm going back and breathe wrong. It's impossible. You already learn how to breathe properly, how to use better your lung capacity.
Yeah.
So it's some things that you develop that you bring to your daily life,
Yeah.
and that's amazing.
Yeah. And we have a few interesting examples with asana, which is the main subject. I'm going to give two interesting examples that are very, very also visual. Okay. Imagine that you're doing a position that is really challenging. Okay. For example, you're just keeping one leg up. Okay, and here for a good amount of time, right? And then when you relax, when you go down after a long period, you say, I needed to come down. What happens when you are in a bad position sitting on the desk?
Exactly.
You're doing this.
Yeah.
Sometimes we are not seated in the best position. And the body is calling your attention and you are ignoring it.
Yes.
But when you start doing this kind of workout, which is a mental workout related with your body,
the connection with the body,
then you are seated on the desk and there's no way that you're going to ignore the signals, ignore that information, say, oh, I need to change, I need to rest, I need to do something. That's incredible. And another thing is equalizing the counter execution to the other side.
Yes.
For example, many of us cross the legs. So imagine that you always cross the legs the same way. Imagine the extension that you are promoting on one thigh and not on the other.
Yes, true.
And then, even if you have the tendency to cross the legs, if you start practicing, you're going to cross the other way around.
Yeah.
And you're going to need
to equalize.
That equalization, that counter execution to both sides to keep developing some kind of symmetry of your body. And that's, you learn it on the classes. This is not theoretical. You cannot understand and apply it immediately. You need to feel, you need to have this, okay? It's awesome. For example, today I was giving a class and I forgot to equalize one position. And the students said, oh, you forgot that one.
Nice.
They were listening to their body.
Yeah.
There's still things to do. I need to repeat to this other side, which is amazing because that was their body saying out loud, hey, there's one missing. Otherwise, I'll be unbalanced. So these examples are two very visual examples of how to transpose asana to the daily routine. And you need the practice, you need the experience, you need to be in the room to do that.
True, yeah. And we cannot detach the fact that this philosophy, this ancient training that we do and we teach, have some old roots, and the roots are the roots of matriarchy, sensoriality, and non-repression. And this is reflected as well in the moments where we do our practice, because other similar activities, you can see they are forcing their bodies, they're putting too much strength or something. And our way to see things is, I'm going to respect my limit. So if my limit is here, I'm not coming here, I'm going to stay here. And I'm going to negotiate with my body to understand. My body's going to take its own time to understand how to go further without putting extra strength in it. So it's an interesting point of view as well, that we are going to respect each practitioner's limits. You are going to learn to respect your limits, but to improve day after day in the practice, not by force, but by understanding, negotiating, and improving.
Yeah. And also, I would like to add that that happens in all types of classes with interaction. That means in person or online, as we do in our platform. For example, if I have mostly newcomers, if they don't have that much flexibility, for example, the forward flexion seated can be really demanding.
Yeah.
Like almost frustrating. Like they are with the legs here and they kind of need to grab their shorts or their pants to just to hold. For them, I'll say do it exactly the same standing. It is better to give an alternative, to respect that, and not to force, or not to say you need to push, you need to grab, you need. No, 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 no. It's your time is different. So instead of doing a forward flexion seated for you, only for you, you're going to be up here and you're going to do the similar position standing, because this way you'll be able to learn how to relax and see some kind of progress.
Yes.
And motivation and learn more about the flexibility than just being on the floor and looking to the sides and then see like everybody's doing better. And it can be really frustrating. That doesn't mean you're doing it wrong, and also that doesn't mean we as teachers are not caring for them. We are. For example, a recorded class will be almost impossible to give these suggestions.
Yes, true.
Because you're there, you'll see he's not feeling fine here for you. This alternative, boom. Okay. And so beautiful.
And for example, if the person is doing this, the person is working the abdomen muscles. They are not working the forward flexion. So if the objective is to do a forward flexion, it's better to change to a different position that's going to work that than doing abdominal strengthening exercise. And the practice for this person is going to be unbalanced. It's not going to be balanced. And us teachers, we take a really important care in giving to the students a balanced practice. So it's important to have a good teacher that can adapt the practice to your needs.
That's why when, for example, online, I don't take the eyes out of the screen.
Exactly.
To see what happens. Of course, I can trust some of the oldies, right? They do good. They know what to do. They can manage themselves. I can put the amount of challenge and I can trust them the way they can manage that challenge specifically. But for the newcomers, no way. I'm full on looking at and making these kind of suggestions, corrections, interaction, because they need that.
True.
Their body is saying something's wrong here and I don't know what to do. The teachers will tell you what to do.
Exactly.
Okay, and that's also a big part of asana, that attitude of caring, of that sensory approach that we have to the practice. That's how it's so unique and so different.
And no, we had the opportunity again to go to India in the beginning of the year, and we had the opportunity to learn and to do practices in the most well-known and traditional yoga schools in India, and we did some body techniques there, even though some of them they were old traditional schools, but sometimes they have different approaches from the ones that we do. But is there any story or learning that you brought from that experience in India that you would like to share today?
Let me see. Regarding asana,
yes,
in New Delhi and in Rishikesh, those cities, at least in the time that we went there to visit, they are cold cities. So
Yes.
it's cold there. So they did warm up a few things, mostly regarding the comfort of your body. It was not a warming up like running in circles, but it was warming up your toes, your feet, your hands, because it is a cold environment.
Yeah. And the schools, the buildings were cold ones,
yeah.
and we were in the winter.
Yes, so even though we don't do that, we don't teach that way, but it made sense there. Because like if we were there with our methodology there, probably the 5 minutes while we are waiting for the class to start, we'll be like massaging your the toes, or doing something to keep your extremities warmer to improve your comfort. Okay, so that is a difference. Another difference was the repetition. Some of them, they use repetition. We don't use repetition, or we use the minimum repetition. Like, we do something, it's not done right, we can repeat to do better. Okay, I lose balance, I can return and do it again.
Yes.
Okay, but they use repetition and we don't. I remember repetition was an inspiration and a way of training the body from the Brits, from the British gymnastics.
Yes, exactly.
Until then, there's no records of repetitions.
True, true.
And so for us, we don't do repetition. What else? You were there as well. If you want to add something.
I was there, yeah. For me, it was really in one of the schools that we went to in Mumbai. That's traditional, recognized, respected, internationally respected school. We had a really good teacher, and we already knew him from other times we went there. He was telling us to smile, and we say the same thing. And he was all the time, remember to smile, because this school has the same roots as ours. Yes. That is the matriarchal, sensorial way of living, of seeing life. So if you are doing an asana, even if you are putting some effort, it has to bring pleasure. So smile, then your brain and your body are going to understand that you are happy doing there, that the execution is bringing you pleasure. Yeah. So this was one of the things that caught my attention.
Yes, yes. And I remember it was kind of confusing. The way that we teach, even online, is we mirror the explanation or the instructions. Okay, so if I'm giving a class to you, if I say raise your right arm, I'm raising my left arm. Yes. So it will be like as a mirror, as a reflection of the others. And I think that is a very easy way to learn how to move, is to have this kind of reflection. If I'm doing in front of a mirror or I'm doing in front of a teacher, it's kind of similar. There they did the opposite. Yes. So if you say right, they are doing right side and we are doing right side. So it was always kind of
confusing.
It was like, oh, I'm not used to this. But you adapt quite easily because you're there. Even if you're a teacher, you are a student there.
Yeah.
You put your mind, your mental attitude is, I'm here as a student and not as a teacher. So I'll do everything that you say that I'll need to do, and I'll do it the best way I can. Yeah. But a few things were kind of challenging, like right,
changing of paradigm.
But then you easily adapt to that way of teaching.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, that's it. So remember, your body techniques, they have to be stable, static, and conscious. Conscious?
Aesthetics.
Statics. No, I already said statics. Yes.
Firm.
Firm. Firm,
Stable.
comfortable, stable, comfortable, and static. So if you are doing that, you are already doing a lot. And if you want to learn, if you want to see how our classes work, call us, comment here, send us a message, and you have a 14 days free trial. You can do a lot of classes in 14 days. And we want to see you there.
Yes. Enroll now, and I'll see you on this side of the screen.
Have a mindful week.
You too. Bye.